Recording in progress.
That's what I hear.
Right on.
We'll see.
Welcome back, sports fans.
Welcome back, sports fans.
Exactly. It's the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. You don't remember that one?
Oh yeah, worldwide ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Wide World of Sports.
Oh yeah, that big opening with the
Yep.
guy on the motorcycle sliding along. He crashed the motorcycle and he's sliding along the
Oh,
asphalt. Oh yeah, when
the,
men were men.
the skier.
Oh,
just,
the skier.
just got mangled.
That
Oh
was
my God.
brutal. Talk about agony.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope that guy got royalties, man. I felt for him. I
his
would,
family should be getting royalties. That's how bad that one was. But here we are at another episode of We Really Have No Idea.
yeah, I know I don't. I get
I don't.
pretty
You know,
preeminent.
this week is the Westminster Kennel Scouting Combine. Today it's looking over. It's cornerbacks and something else. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Nice.
Somebody finally broke the 40 time. Huzzah! Okay,
All
that
right.
happened. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
so
let's see what do we got on the agenda here. The tush push. I was thinking about that. I
what do
thought
you
that it was.
think about the tush? I mean, in terms of should we
Uh,
keep it
I
around?
thought it was
Should we
sure.
get rid of it? Because that's the owners, the competition committee. They want to take that to the owners meeting. Who was it? The Packers. The
Yeah,
Packers
I think
said,
that we just take it away from the Packers. I think we just say, look, nobody can do it against the Packers because of the name and the connotation. We don't want the push on there, so just leave it alone. I think that's what it's all about.
well, yeah, and
I
remember what Bill Belichick had. He had a beef with point after
everybody.
attempts. No, just the point
Yeah,
after attempts,
sure.
right? Because the extra point had just become so automatic that the success rate was like
Yeah,
98.7%. And he said, there's no competition left in it because due to safety, they protect the kicker and they should. Not
yeah,
don't want to take away that, but to make it more competitive, we should move it back. And so they did. And the percentage rate went a little down, and well, that's a little more competitive. But with the tush push, I mean, I've seen Bill Cowher and I think even Jimmy Johnson, oh, it's a terrible play. It's got nothing to do with football. And I think, really? Because I think if you ask
yeah,
Jason Kelsey,
yeah,
he's going to say, I beg to differ,
yeah,
and Sirianni's come out and said, hey, one of the interesting things is figuring out how to practice that play and stay within the safety guidelines that the
yeah,
NFL administers.
yeah.
So
There you go.
for us, we have the personnel, we practice it properly. And if it was so automatic and if there's nothing, well, why isn't everybody else doing it?
Yeah, why isn't everybody else doing it? And
If
if
it's yeah,
come on. I mean, at one time we had the refrigerator Perry in the back line in the backfield. Okay, why didn't they say something then?
yeah. Well,
What?
and think about this back then. He was an anomaly at like 320 pounds. Now
Yeah,
that's just
and
the average
why
defensive
didn't they be
lineman,
like that? Can't be right. That's not. That's illegal. Whatever, man. Just deal with
But
it.
yeah, so the idea that this one team has an advantage because they've got the personnel for it and they
No,
practice it well, and it's not an automatic. I
it
mean,
isn't.
they don't
We saw
always
it.
get it. I
Yeah,
bet it's
we've
in the
seen it.
90. I bet
We've
it's in
seen
the
it.
90 percentile
Yeah,
range that they have success with it.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't see why you should get rid of it. And the people that
I
hate
think
on it,
I think it's just some spin. I think they're just trying to distract us from the combine. I don't know. Or they're trying to distract us from the Aaron Rodgers saga.
well, that kind of leads us into the next thing. See, now, oh, I kind of wanted to get into this because there was a little Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady
Hmm.
stuff in the news
Yeah,
with Howard Schultz's son Joseph Schultz, who works for
yeah,
Fox, and Ian Rappaport. I mean, he's got an interesting job, right? Because he does things for teams and player agents and stuff. He kind of carries a little water for them, right? Okay, he'll put a little cover on them, or he'll you know
sure.
announce something or leaks something out, and that way he gets like a scoop on. The team will go, hey, in about an hour we're going to announce we just signed this guy to a new 5-year deal. So he'll be the guy that gets to break the news, right?
Yeah.
So when Joseph Schultz, however he figured it out or found out, heard that Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady were skiing in Montana, and Stafford was staying at Tom Brady's place in Montana. Ooh, tampering. Could be, right? I mean, really, it could be.
Yeah.
Because Brady is a team owner. He's not allowed to talk to a player under contract. And it's kind of well known out there that Pete Carroll kind of wanted Matt Stafford. Hey, if
Sure.
that guy's available, let's bring him over for a year or two. So Joseph puts the report out and says, "Hey, what's going on here? Is Brady hosting this guy? What's his getting?" And then Rappaport comes out and says, "Oh no, I just talked to Brady's agent Don Yee, and he said, nah, it was just a chance encounter, and they're just a couple of old quarterbacks out there skiing together." Well,
Sure.
they're all at the combine, and Schultz sees Ian Rappaport at a Starbucks and says, "Hey man, we got to talk." And Rappaport's like, no, we don't need to talk.
We don't
But
need to
Schultz,
talk.
but Schultz wants to make a big fuss about it. So it turns into a 1 minute to do, right? Nothing happens. But you got to sit there and wonder, yeah, Schultz probably had a bit of a scoop, but Rappaport poured water on it,
Yep.
doing a good job, right?
Yep. Sure.
And then what happens today? Stafford signs with the Rams. He signs a
Yeah.
new deal with the Rams, because
Yeah.
he's going to make 24 million this year, way undervalued. I mean, he's not a $60 million a year guy, but so I was like, oh man, I was really kind of hoping this one was going to get drawn out. I still want the NFL to investigate though, because that's some shit right there, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to bleep that one out.
It could be they were just slumming. It could have
It
been.
could be, but I
Could
want
be.
the NFL to look at it because immediately the NFL came out even before Rappaport and went, oh, it's probably nothing. Wait a minute. Wait,
Yeah.
somebody
But
gets
maybe he
away
was
with being an announcer for Fox and a team owner.
yeah, maybe he was just showing him how to deflate his balls. Who knows? You know?
Mike
Yeah.
Florio made a similar point yesterday.
You know?
Well observed, young man. Well
Yeah.
observed.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm here. Right? That's why I'm here.
So the end of the result of it is that Matthew Stafford's he's going to sign a new, I don't know, probably a 2 or 3 year deal with the Rams for
Yeah.
90 to 100 million, and
Sure. That's
what,
good for him. That's
yeah,
it. Just stay there. Good for him.
yeah. But so that means where does Aaron Rodgers go?
I,
Bringing
you know,
looping it all the way back to what you started with.
yeah.
Where does the Aaron Rodgers saga continue? Because
Yeah.
Rodgers wants to play for a contender, right? I don't know if I don't know if that's the Raiders. It seems like the
Say that
contenders.
again.
Yeah, the contenders already seem to have their guy in place.
Yeah, if they're contenders, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. So that's just money. That's
I,
awesome.
I have nothing
Oh
to
my
add.
God. I love this show.
I
I really do.
have no notes for you on that.
But
Nothing to add.
you
Nothing.
know, I'm
I'm,
shooting from the hip here, but I'll tell you what. You can't. How can you be a contender and have Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. I
yeah.
mean, maybe 10 years ago, but
Oh,
seriously.
and so many teams they don't want the distraction, right? There's only been one time I can think of that the distraction kind of benefited the team. And that was after the 2013 NFC Championship game
Mhm.
where Sherman talked smack to
Yeah.
Aaron,
Yep.
Aaron about Crabtree. And then for
Yep.
the next week, all anybody could talk about was Sherman bloviating like that, mouthing out. But it gave the rest of the team cover to just go down and get ready for the Super Bowl because Sherm could take it,
Yep.
right? And but aside from that, any other kind of distractions like that, it just screws the team over. And Aaron Rodgers is just, I mean, that's his new
That's his
thing.
name, man.
He's just a provocateur,
Yeah. That's
So
his thing.
it's funny. I have a list over here to my left. It's a page of free agent quarterbacks in 2025, and you go down the list, and the status is UFA, unrestricted free agent, right? And
Hmm.
it's a long list. The third one on the list, though, says released. It's not that he's an unrestricted free agent. It's that they, you know,
Yeah.
cut the rope and let, oh,
Go play for a
and that's
contender.
Aaron Rodgers. So some people think, yeah, the Giants seem to be, that they might bring him in while they go search for another because they have a high draft pick. They could potentially get
Sure.
Kate Moore or Shador Sanders or
Yeah.
or anyone. Do they bring in a quarterback just to, a seasoned guy just to show, hey, here's how you manage your schedule and all that. I don't know, but he wouldn't have to move. He'd still be there in New York.
Yeah.
But yeah, the list is interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, if we touched on the Raiders, would Pete want to bring in kind of a Russ Jr. kind of guy in Justin Fields? Interesting thing about him, he's been in the league 4 years, but he's only 24 years old,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have a lot of. I mean, well, I should say it the other way. He still has a lot of tread on the tire. I mean, he
Yeah.
got beat up a little bit in Chicago, but this last year he's kind of had some time off,
Yeah.
rest
I
up, and
think
get
that kid
healthy.
just needs he needs a good coach, right? And not just a good quarterback coach. He needs a good coach, a coach that knows how to set culture across the whole the whole locker room, not just somebody to work with him one on one, because he's had that. He needs a good coach, somebody that's not going to let that senior, NFL or the senior quarterback or like your veteran or whoever come in and be a dick, right? He wants I think that's where he's going to benefit. So somebody like Carroll would be great, right? That's just my
And
thought.
who knows what's going to happen though? But yeah,
Sure,
I think you're
sure.
right.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
We'll
they go
see.
down the list, and this one site ranked them. It was Sam Darnold, Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, Daniel Jones, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Mac Jones, and then we start getting into, Marcus Mariota, Trey Lance, Jacoby Brissett, Cooper Rush, Tyler Huntley, Drew Lock,
Yeah.
Bailey Zappi, Zach Wilson. You know, Jimmy. It's funny. I was looking at some other lists. Um, I don't know if we want to sidetrack too much here, but this other list, I saw a stat and I went, "Wow, is that true?" Because you would think it would be other quarterbacks. I'm going to get to it here, but the top two all-time earning quarterbacks. Let's ask it this way: Who do you think has earned the most money in the NFL in the history of the NFL? We just got done talking about
I
two of the.
I'm just going to stick with my man. I'm going to say it's Gardner. I'm just going to say it's my man.
It should be Gardner Minshew. It
It should be
absolutely
Gardner
should
Minshew.
be.
If it's not, then I'm calling bullshit.
In
I mean,
mustache royalties alone, it should be
if it's
Gardner
not,
Minshew.
then there's some issues. Yeah.
It's Aaron Rodgers. He's played a long time. He's been a quarterback the whole time, of course, and that he's made good money doing it. He's pulled in 381 million so far. So wow.
Okay.
Right behind him is Matthew Stafford. You got to remember these guys came in before the rookie wage scale was a thing. So their first contract was probably a big contract
Yeah,
because
it was pretty
also
good. Yeah.
they were both first round picks. I think Rodgers was way at the end of the first round, surprisingly, wherein Stafford was a really high first round pick. I can't remember. Behind that was Brady, which kind of surprised me. But other than the fact that he played 22 years,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, longevity gets him there if nothing else. And then it's Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, and Kirk Cousins.
Huh.
He was drafted the same year as Russ. If you remember, the now Commanders took RG3 number one, but they also drafted Cousins in the seventh round that same year. And if you remember that
Yeah.
wild card game where RG3's leg fell off at like the 15th,
Yep.
15 yard, and he got tackled at the 10, the Cousins finished that game, came in and did a
Yeah.
good job. And then he
Sure.
became the starter. RG3, I think I don't know if they released him or they must have. And Cousins became the starter. And I think they franchise tagged him once, which you get that franchise. I mean, it's not a long term contract, but it's good money,
Yeah.
'cause it's
Yeah.
uh, but then behind that you get the guys Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, Dak Prescott's right up there, Philip Rivers, Jared Goff, Eli Manning, and then we get to our first non quarterback, bad mother Trent Williams.
Yeah. Mr.
Yeah,
Williams.
for the Santa Clara 49ers. Mr. Williams, yes, Mr. Williams,
Yeah.
still active.
Mr.
They're hoping he comes back this year. I just
Yeah.
saw John Lynch was just talking about that, saying, "Oh yeah, we want him. We want him bad.
Sure.
We love
He
that
might
guy."
come back. I think he's got a year, maybe two left in the tank if he wants to play.
That's the key, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, we go back to quarterbacks for a while until we get
Yeah.
to Von Miller. I was kind of surprised at that because last few years he's been kind of persona non grata. He hasn't played much. He's been hurt. Just
Yeah.
talking him maybe finding his way back to Denver. It would be for probably for a farewell tour, right?
Sure.
Either for a
Yeah,
year.
there you go. Yeah. Well,
And then it's Deshaun Watson because of the ridiculous contract he's got with the Browns, and then well-known league all-around nice guy. Uh,
Gardner Minshew?
mm, Another nice guy. He's retired. Uh,
Oh, never mind.
Richard Sherman used to say, "Yeah, I used to try to get in his head. We'd line up across from one another. Because he played for the Cardinals." And he'd say, I try to get in his head, start talking a little bit of trash about his game or something. And he'd go, oh, hey, how's your mom doing? Did you get that birthday card I sent her? Yeah, how's your dad doing good now? I heard he's, man, I'm trying to get him. What are you doing? Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Larry. Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
That guy was fun to watch, man. What a gamer.
So good. So
Yeah.
good. All and throughout. And it's like, he had a long career. What was it? Let's look. 16 years. And
Right.
all 16 years, he was great. You
Yeah.
know, and he could have played more, but he just went, I'm done.
Yeah.
So,
Talk about respect, man. Other teams had respect for that guy no matter what. Another guy that you tackle with respect.
yeah, yes, indeed.
Right?
Just like we were trying to talk about with Dan
Another
Marino,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, are you okay, Mr. Fitzgerald? Please tell me you're okay.
No, you just tackle him and he's probably laughing at you. Well, I could have juked you, but I didn't want to.
Yeah,
I didn't want
yeah,
to spill my iced tea. You
yeah.
know what I'm
We're
saying?
trying to run out the clock on you. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it, kid.
exactly.
Yeah,
But that was a pretty good hit, kid. You all right?
yeah.
Something like, yeah, he was
Oh,
fun.
anyway.
I love watching that guy play, man. It's like the only guy that would be helping the other teammates up. And what are you going to
Yeah,
do? You're not
yeah.
going to
Just like
talk
all
trash
around
to him.
nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Or watching
lineman comes in there to try to push somebody off the quarter. They'd be like, oh, excuse me, Larry, I get in here.
excuse me, Mr. Fitzgerald. I need to get by, or my coach is going to be on me here.
I
Yeah.
gotta cause some trouble. Can you
Yeah.
step out of the way for me? Sure. I'll get it later. That's it. Pretty much.
Oh, but the agenda. I also hear that the competition committee wants to take to the owners possibly adopting the playoff overtime rules for regular season, kind of doing away with this idea, either doing away with the idea that a game could end in a tie, or if not that, to adopt some of the playoff overtime rules. So, I mean, I think each team gets an opportunity to possess the ball,
Hmm.
but I think with overtime rules, there's something extra where they absolutely get a chance to possess the ball. Because right now in overtime, of course, if the receiving team scores a touchdown, the game's over. Or if the receiving team gets pushed back and they get a safety, the game's over. In playoff overtime, if the receiving team scores a touchdown, well, the other team still gets a possession. This was a
Yeah.
fallout from like that Chiefs Bills game from a few years ago. And so they kind of want to do that, which was interesting seeing some strategy. Somebody called it out after a playoff game. I think it was a Niners game. And they said, really, if you win the toss in overtime into playoffs, you want to defer because you want to see what the other team's going to do so you know what you have to match. Because if the first team just goes down, scores a touchdown, and kicks the extra point, now you can go down, score a touchdown, and go for two. Or
Yeah.
kick
Sure.
an extra point and the game goes
Sure.
on. So yeah, I don't know. Would that be interesting in the regular season? Because some people say, we just want to get the game over. We've already played 60 minutes. We cut the overtime from 15 minutes down to 10. We still have the 2 minute warning, and
Sure.
player safety, and
Yeah.
the other end of that, and players went, yeah, player safety, player safety. That was the big thing at the time. Right after the concussion protocol and Richard Sherman complaining about playing on Thursday night after playing on Sunday night. And okay, well, now players are going, wait, we need a chance to score two. The competition always
Yeah.
is up.
No, I can see that. Yeah, I think they should have the opportunity. Both teams get the ball. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Why not? Fine, let the kids play. And
You know, the
besides, you're making a lot of money. Okay, you're out there, and let's not. Okay, let's reflate. Let me rephrase that. You're not really there to play. You're there to work. Okay, and I want it to be a level playing field. Right. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Equity. Okay, it's going to want to be level. So both of you get the ball. Done.
the advertisers would love it.
Sure.
So
Now the whole onside kick thing, I'm okay with that. Right? Sorry, you don't get to do that anymore. That's stupid.
you
Get
don't
rid
like
of
it?
that onside kick, or make it better. Make it
You know
like it
what?
only has to go like 3 yards. Right?
Interesting that you're bringing that up because the UFL has decided they're not going to do the onside kick thing either. What they're going to do instead is and I don't know if they're going to limit it to only the fourth quarter. They're going to do a 4th and 12 from your own 28-yard line. So like if you score a touchdown, you're still behind. It's the fourth quarter. Instead of kicking an onside kick, you would just declare it, and the refs would spot the ball on your own 28-yard line, and you would have a 4th and 12. If you don't convert, the other team gets the ball. If you do convert, you still get a chance to keep playing and try to score.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. That's been
I
kicking about
I
for like
I
10
like the
years
three. I
now.
like the 3 yard the 3 yard kick though. I think that's better. That's a better idea. Yeah.
I don't know if that'll ever happen. Maybe so, because I was thinking, nah, you're going to have too many injuries, but 3 yards, you really don't have enough time to get the
Yeah, but look at
momentum.
how they do the kickoff now, right? These
Yeah.
guys are there. You got 8 guys out there just having a smoke. They're just,
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, they can reach across to the opponent and share a light, hey, we got a light.
here you go, man. Yeah, exactly. What's
Yeah.
going on? You catch it? No, he let it go. All right. Hey, I'll see you over there. Hey, Mr. Fitzgerald. I mean, what's up with that? Yeah, they gotta redo that too. That's just a joke.
Yeah.
And then if they do get the ball and try to run it
Well,
out, somebody gets hurt. It's just ridiculous.
no, they say the injuries are down and the
No, I'm
return.
not talking about on the field. I'm talking about in the stands. People are
Oh,
trying to get back to their seat because they're out having a smoke, they're getting a beer, and nothing happens in the kickoff. So you got kind of like this extra minute, and then they see that the guy grabbed it, and they're all rushing down. I mean,
and then they trip and fall and they spill their beer and
right, that's right. Wait, here, let me get
chaos.
the stats.
Chaos all around.
The stats are just off the charts. People are telling me, they're smart people are telling me this, and it's happening all the time. Yeah.
We forgot trivia.
Oh, I got some. I
Oh,
got one.
oh, great.
I did. I brought a trivia. I'm just going to make it quick though, because we're running out of time. So, um, in what year did the NFL make the face mask or what did they recommend the face mask? In what year?
Ooh,
When did the face
I
mask become recommended by the NFL?
19.
Okay, you're good. This is close. You got two of the digits.
I want to put a 5 next to that. I want to say 1957.
We're going to go with 1955, Mick. That was good.
Oh,
But
oh,
that's when they recommended it. But then
not that doesn't they didn't make it
yeah, they didn't
mandatory
they
yet,
didn't
right?
like push it in, till like 1968 or something like that.
68. That where they
Okay.
decided, hey, it's mandatory
And then
now.
it was so here's the stat. It's a little controversy here, Mick, so pay attention. Tommy McDonald is commonly credited with being the last player to go without a face mask. But then there was a picture
Did they
in
call him?
1971 of a game between the Cowboys and the Cardinals when the kicker, Tony Fritsch, didn't have a face mask on.
Rich.
Fucking Tony.
Frickin' Fritch.
Yeah, Fritsch
Frickin'
in
Fritch.
1971 kicked that kickoff without a face mask.
71.
Yeah.
So what was he was just missing his bar? Remember the old single bar that the kickers used to have? Just just to be
Yeah.
legal.
Just to
Just
be legal. Yeah.
and then somebody got their face smashed in, and next thing you know,
Yep.
they got the cage.
Interesting, huh? Yeah.
Oh, I always loved seeing the guys that had the big, just ridiculous, amazing cage on there, and I kind of wondered how they saw anything, but there's some of that stuff that was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, then there'd be that one guy that like Jan
Dark
Stenerud
Star.
or something. I'm not saying he did, but some Jan Stenerud with that
Yeah.
one bar or
Like Dark Star with the
huh,
one bar. Yep.
did he? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah,
Crazy, huh?
just one
Yeah.
fist to the mouth, and you're going to go back on that one.
Dude, we didn't even wear a helmet, if you think about it. I don't think, we
Oh
didn't wear a
yeah,
helmet unless we had to.
I got my nose broken more than once.
Yeah.
Old Steve Corbin
Yeah.
going in on a going in on a kickoff.
Yeah. I stepped on your head once.
Well, that one, yeah, I got that one for
Okay.
the head, right? Trying
My
to
bad.
pass from you, you behind me, and you
Hey, my
mossed
bad.
me. The kids call it you mossed me. And I tried to turn around and take it back. No,
No,
no.
no.
So, but yeah, we're a little far away from the Super Bowl. I had some Super Bowl stuff, but I just don't care about it anymore. Eh,
Yeah, I'm over it, I'm
yeah.
over it. I'm hoping that we get I'm hoping we get some news on Taylor Swift. I'm feeling a little bit feeling a little bit bad.
Oh, speaking of Taylor Swift, turns out Travis Kelce's coming back for another year. One more year.
That's
Seems
what I
like
meant.
they just got back from a trip, and he came back and said, "Yeah, I'll play another year." Um,
Because he was he was terribly sick. That's what I read. He was really sick. That's why he played like crap.
is that right?
Something like that.
Okay.
He had some terrible illness. He was probably hungover. It's probably
I got to tell
you
you
know
today on
his brother probably took him out and got him drunk,
yeah
right? Bachelor style,
for like a
bachelor
week.
party
Yeah.
style, right?
Today on some channel today, I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was really interesting. Tight End University, started by our favorite hillbilly, George Kittle.
Nice.
And I got to tell you, it was interesting. It was pretty cool because they have the guys all in an auditorium and they'll get up there and they'll talk and they'll have the XO machine going behind them
Hmm.
and did it just get dark in here? Am I?
Yeah.
And they'll have
Very.
the XO machine going behind them and they'll show plays and talk about how they come off the line, the way they read defenses. Is it cover two? Where do I got to take my guy? How can I turn his hips? And then they go out and on the field and they do drills and they've got some, retired tight end guys out there helping them and coaches. And I thought, this is really kind of cool. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I've watched, like the combine, and you see the guys running drills, and yeah, okay, yeah, that's part of it all. Or you watch, what's that thing they pick a hapless season to do every year, or a hapless team to do?
Mic'd up.
No, not mic'd up. They'll do a whole series on it. Um,
You suck.
yeah, something like that.
Something like that. You
But
suck.
you
So
get to
we're gonna.
watch kind of some behind the scenes stuff, and I don't
Huh,
know, that doesn't really do it for me. But this tight end thing, that was interesting because it's
huh.
well, and I
Check it
think
out.
maybe one of the big parts of it is, you're watching Kittle and Kelsey and Greg Olson and Dallas Clark and these
Yeah.
guys talking to these young guys, and these young guys taking notes from the guys
Yeah.
they were watching growing up or who are in the league right now. Why is it getting so dark in here?
I don't know.
Watch.
You didn't pay your bill. I don't know.
Oh, here, let's get a little bit of this here. Um, but they're taking notes from the guy they're admiring, or the guys that they go, wow, these guys get 50 snaps a game. I get 12.
Yeah.
How do I go from 12 to 20 to 50 to
Yeah.
whatever it is?
Sure.
I might as well take notes from these guys. So good way to go, Kittle,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
not only do it, but to get like Levi
Yeah.
to
Pass it down.
sponsor it and bring the camera crew and turn it into a thing that people get to watch because if you get a chance, I highly recommend watching it. It was a really
Yeah.
cool thing.
Well, we should try to get Kittle on the show too.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
and the wife,
if he's
and he
up
could
for
bring the wife. They could talk their whole
it,
charity up and all that. Yeah.
I'm down with that. We got to check with Gardner first though, because we did give him right to refuse, right? We gave him a right to refusal. You show up, that's for you, Gardner, right there. Steve Austin action figure,
We
right
are
there.
not playing.
It's still in the package. Hasn't been opened.
I've been taking good care of it too.
Yep.
Oops.
It's right there, Gardner, for you for showing up.
And in
Right.
fact, if we can get you in person, we'll get a matching The Rock,
Wow.
so we can get the
Let's
whole rivalry going for
slow
you.
it down. Slow it down.
You're right.
Let's slow
Yeah.
it. Let
I really
well,
should. I shouldn't have said that. I should
if he
check with the.
commit
I
if
should
he
check with.
commits to if he'll commit to two, like coming back, then we could give him the rock. let's negotiate. Let's not give it all away at
I
once.
should have checked with the finance department first. You're right. We're on a thin budget here.
Yeah, well,
Thin
yeah,
budget.
apparently really thin. You're power. Huh? All
Well,
right, man. Well, hey, don't forget. Don't
I took the advice, just
you got to have it.
brought
It's
her
the
home
best.
from work. Yeah.
So don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to make a comment, just go ahead because I don't know. I didn't see how many we had. I think we had 6 comments last week
There
total.
has to, wait, no way.
No, like total out of all of the videos. I think we have 6. So that's pretty awesome. I know 2 of them were mine, but
It blows my mind that more people aren't telling us to shut the F up or
well, you know,
because Mick, how come that guy Mick, he sounds so sure of himself, but he's wrong. All
yeah.
the time he's wrong.
What the hell's
I'm
wrong with this
tired of it.
camera?
This guy's killing me.
What the
Why is
hell's
he even
wrong with
on
this
the
camera?
show?
Exactly. And what cabin is he in? Is that his dad's house? Yeah. Where the hell's this guy at? Yeah, like
in a
I got
in an undisclosed location somewhere in Montana.
you. Yeah, yeah. Right. I'm hanging out at Rady's place.
Yeah, that's how we knew how to talk about that ski trip. Yeah, we
Yeah.
know more than Joseph
Seriously,
Schultz.
I no way. Come on. I think that's just stupid. I think Brady and Stafford are friends, and that's probably what happened. They hooked up to go skiing, whatever.
I was just trying to start some shit.
Yeah, that's it.
I
But
just
when somebody, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I think it's over. I mean, I still want the NFL to poke because
Yeah, they should.
it's Brady, and I
Yep.
think he gets away with even now as a player.
Here, you
The
know what?
guy
Here, I'll
got
text.
away with just a ton
Yeah,
of it. Son of a
yeah.
goddamn.
I'll go ahead. I'm gonna text Jerry Jones real quick.
So
I'll tweet Jerry and
we
ask him to
complain
look
about
into it.
Mahomes now
Oh
getting
God,
all the calls.
we almost made it a podcast without bringing him up, and he had to bring it up, man. Seriously?
It was Brady in his day. Brady's still getting away with stuff. And I just okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, and
Because we really have no idea.
remember, we
Leave a
really
comment. In fact, if you don't want to, just hit the thumbs down button. Let us know how terrible we are. Do something. Tell a
yes,
friend. Say, go to work and say, hey, I need everybody to log in, go to this thing, hit the thumbs down. These guys need to know how much they suck.
yes, and remember, we really have no
I
idea.
have no idea, but we love you.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
See ya.
You guys.